Hey everyone, it's Lisa, and today is Wednesday. Happy hump day. And today I'm going to just kind of talk about my experience, my first experience with eating absolutely no carbs while I went out of town. It was the first time I had, flown or gone anywhere, since I have been eating just meat, carnivore, and May will be 2 years. So I was thinking about this, when I was getting ready and everything. First of all, let me show you this because I don't want to forget. It's not sponsored. They're not paying me. They did send it to me, but I wasn't obligated to show it here. But last night I used this. It's the T3 Airbrush Duo. And I have to say, okay, first of all, I've only used it one time, so I can't give like a full review. So this is my first impressions. And this is coming from someone who is very afraid of heat. If you've ever had your hair break up with you, it's very traumatic. It takes a long time to get over, and it scars you deeply. And the worst I've ever had is the first time I went to New York. I had my hair done before I went, and that was when Olaplex was just like the thing. And I had a guy highlight my hair, and while I was away, I think I had it done maybe the day before I went or 2 days before I went, and while I was in New York, I just saw it breaking off. It was breaking off on the top, and then when I got back, I had like no sides. They were like broken off to here. And so the next time I went back, I showed him and he was like, I used Olaplex. So that's why I'm not an Olaplex lover. I mean, he probably might have used it wrong, whatever. That time, and then the other time that I really had a bad break is when a person in town put straight bleach on my hair for a while, and then when I had a keratin treatment. Those times I've had bad breakage, and Lonza trauma treatment was my best friend. So I prefer longer, healthier hair than curled, straight, smooth, anything. I would rather it look just like it looks than for it to be broken off. Okay, so that's the background on me and my fear of hot tools. And every time I see someone use that Revlon round brush thing, I just cringe because I had that, and that thing, even on the lowest setting, was so hot you couldn't hardly touch it with your hand. So when they sent this to me, I thought, I don't know if this is going to be for me. So first thing I did is I saw that there are it's 5 heat settings. That's much better than 2. There are 3 speed settings. The interchangeable 2 nozzles and ion flow for smoothing, which, I don't know the most about that. And then I read the reviews. The reviews are good on Sephora, on the T3 site. So last night I used both of them. I started off, you dry your hair, oh gosh, I need to make this quick, sorry. You dry your hair most of the way. I started off with this one. It has I like how it has like the, dual bristles. And then I decided, just so I could tell you that I used both of them and, what I felt about it, I used this one. I loved it. I put it on, let's see, I think I had it on 2 out of 5. Because I just wanted to see. I could totally put my hand on it and keep it on there. The best thing about it is it's like you do not have the awkward brush and hair dryer thing going on. It's all in one. So my hair, I slept on it down. It's not really curled. It's not really straight, but that's how I like it. So it worked out perfect for me. So I just wanted to mention this to you in case you were thinking about it. I was pretty impressed. T3 has always been one of my favorite hair products. Their featherweight hair dryer has always been one of my favorites. So I really liked it, and it has like a body button here too where you can push it, and I believe it cuts off the ions. But if you have thicker hair and coarser hair, especially hair that's not bleached, you could go all the way up probably, or go almost up to the top of the heat and probably get a lot more curl than I did. I'm gonna let Brooke use it, and I would not let Brooke use it if I didn't think, I'm gonna tell her not to put it all the way up, of course, but I really think someone with shoulder length hair, it would be amazing for. It's just hard for me to, I had this piece and I had it like wrapped all the way up, and then as I'm wrapping it down, I start thinking about if that thing were to get caught in my hair. So I was just really careful, but I wanted to mention that to you because they're having 25% off. I'm not sure, I'll put the dates down below, but they're having 25% off their whole website. So I have, I think, all of their tools. Only thing I don't have is the hot rollers. I think I had those a long time ago and gave them away or something. I might try them again. I know Beauty Professor loves the hot rollers. Okay, so I didn't want to forget that. And, oh gosh, before I forget too, Christian Audette is also having 25% off. I've got on my eye pencil today. I started off with it, then I put on a few other things, and my lip combo. So 25% off. That's the best, I think, that she has done. Starting out, I knew the main reason I eat carnivore is because of my IBS flare-ups and bloating, joint pain, etc., etc. It has changed my life. But I knew my biggest trigger for IBS is stress. And it's kind of like, have you ever known anybody that has high blood pressure and their blood pressure will be fine, but then when they know they're going to go to the doctor and get their blood pressure taken, it goes up because they know they're going to the doctor? It was kind of like that. I was like, okay, I feel like I'm going to get stressed out because I'm stressed out that I might, be stressed out. But all the way up, this is such a happy story, all the way up to the day John took me to the airport, I was fine. No crazy stomach aches, no, aching, no headaches, none of the things that used to happen to me. Not even the dread. I don't know. I just felt good the whole time. And so he dropped me off at the airport. This is the first thing I ate. And if you follow me on Instagram, I took pictures of everything I ate, no matter how ugly it was. One of them was 2 weenie hot dogs. I mean, it would be like a lot of bacon and eggs, a lot of double cheeseburgers, the things that I could find to eat. And I'll put some pictures in here as I'm talking. But the first thing I did is I had a little time until my flight because everything went smooth, like checking in. And I sat down and it wasn't that good. It was bacon and eggs. It was just bacon and eggs and cheese. And they like barely melted the cheese and everything. But I didn't care because what I was doing is I knew on that plane they were going to offer me things to eat, which it's just those little, I always bring them home to Will, those little biscotti cookies and pretzels. So I knew they were going to offer me things. And I knew that if I eat something good in the morning, like bacon and eggs or even ham and cheese roll-ups, or sometimes I'll just eat pepperoni and cheese or something like that. And all of these things I say, you substitute those with what you like. If you don't like ham, eat roast beef. If you like bologna, eat bologna. I mean, just substitute those things. It doesn't have to be specific. But I have just noticed that boiled eggs and eggs in general really satisfy me in the best way for a long time. So that is what I would say first and foremost is even if you're not hungry, I wasn't really hungry, go ahead and eat something so that you are setting yourself up for success later on. Not only, when it comes to them offering you something to eat, because even if I was starving, I probably wouldn't have eaten that, but just for your whole state of mind. So you won't think, oh, I don't get to eat that, or is this worth it? Or, all the thoughts that we have. So I had to fly, I had 3 flights over there. I had to fly to Charlotte, and then from Charlotte, the longest flight was from Charlotte to Arizona, Phoenix, Arizona. And then, did I eat anything there? Yes, I did. There were so many places closed in the airports. There wasn't a McDonald's there. I couldn't find anything. Seems like maybe I tried to wait in line at a restaurant, but there was long lines because there were so many places closed that the places that were open had long lines. So I think what I ended up doing, if you will go in those like gift shop places, typically they will have some type of cheese sticks, meat and cheese trays, just something like that. So that's what I found, is a meat, cheese, and kind of like cracker, tray. And of course I just didn't eat the crackers. So what I did is I just kept myself full, satisfied, comfortably satisfied with the things that I knew were good for me and that would not upset my stomach and would keep me full and would keep me happy, in good spirits, and not feeling like I was depriving myself of something. I did drink water and Diet Coke, which is typical for me. So let's see. Then I fly into Vegas, and quick little, taxi drive to the hotel. Got in my hotel and went to the bathroom, which we won't get graphic, but we all know that that is an issue. I think it's an issue really for almost everyone when you travel. I remember, matter of fact, I don't know if I've ever been out of town where I went to the bathroom every day. Most of the time what will happen to me is I will eat junk, and I'll eat junk and good stuff. Because see, that's what I always did, is I would eat a salad and then I would eat a pretzel. I would eat a salad or a wrap, then I would eat some cookies. So I would trick myself by eating some healthy type things so that I could get to the bad things. And then when I would go out of town and go on vacation, something would happen and I could not go to the bathroom. So then you start counting all of those things that you have eaten and you haven't gone to the bathroom. So it was just the first night I got there, it was so refreshing that I had, a good day. I wasn't tempted. I felt good. I felt proud of myself. And that's what you have to do, is really be kind to yourself. Talk to yourself like you would someone like your child or your best friend, someone you really love. And, tell yourself, those Aunt Annie pretzels really are good, but they don't really last a long time. You eat them pretty quickly and then you feel bad. And then, you know how it is, after you eat it, you think, okay, well then I just won't eat. I'll eat a salad tonight. So it doesn't matter if you're eating the bad things. With me, it doesn't really matter if I'm eating the bad things or the good things. I still have this inner dialogue that is based on food. And whether that is healthy or not, I think it's reality. I think it's reality for people that have once you know what carbs do, and once you have ever had an upset stomach, it's hard to ever look at food as just food with no thoughts behind it. The first night I got there, I felt really good. I felt really satisfied. I don't know if I ate anything else that night. I didn't get there really late. I mean, it was to me, but I think it was only 6 o'clock there. Seems like I might have had a burger. I think I didn't eat anything else at the airport, but I had a burger down at the food court. So the food court was my friend. There were lots of like fancy restaurants in the hotel, the casino hotel, but I didn't really care. I didn't want anything really fancy. I knew we were going out to eat one night, so I knew I would get like a steak that night. And I basically didn't want to spend the time or the money sitting there when I knew I could be satisfied with something else. So there was a burger place that made really good cheeseburgers. So that is what I had probably, I think, 3 times. And what I would do is get up in the morning early, which was no big deal because of the time change. And I already get up at like 5:30. I was like up at 5 o'clock. And I'll never forget, the next morning, I went to get dressed and put my clothes on. I was in the bathroom and I just had on my underwear and my bra. and I just caught a glimpse of myself in the mirror, and my stomach was flat. I felt good. I did not have to pack like 3 pair of Spanx. My stomach wasn't bloated like I was pregnant, like it has always been every time I go out of town. I always have some outfit to, hide my stomach. Usually by the end of every day that I am on vacation somewhere, my ankles are swollen. My ankles were never swollen. I felt good. And that feeling is just 100 times better than the way anything tastes. So another thing, though, you have to think about with eating this way when you're out is, okay, first of all, there isn't anything that you can really bring back to your room. Like I was always used to having nuts in my room, or I would bring, like even when I would go out to eat, I would grab something to have in my room or I would order room service, some kind of pie or something when I got back in. Because to me, that was kind of like part of being out of town. And a lot of times I was already so miserable that is what I had to look forward to. And then I would eat, and then I couldn't sleep. Most every night I would have the worst stomach ache. Every night on this past vacation, I slept like a baby. I mean, I just slept. I took all of my Align, Benefiber, all of my stuff. The only thing I forgot, I did not even think about it, was my Modere. Sorry, I'm all over the place, but I just I don't know, I just wanted to tell you my experience. So went to the little session that we had that morning, which was from 8 until 1. It was pretty long, by the time I had to go get my badge and all of that kind of stuff. And I was hungry. Oh, I think that morning is the first morning I went downstairs. Yeah, that's what I was saying. I got up early, went downstairs and had breakfast. There was this one place that actually made pizza. They made pizza and calzones, but for breakfast, they made the best, fluffiest, most wonderful scrambled eggs and this big, thick, cooked to perfection bacon. And they had a plate that you would typically get a muffin or some kind of bread and potatoes, like hash brown potatoes. But I told her I just wanted the eggs and the bacon, so they gave me a little bit of extra eggs and I think like maybe one more slice of bacon. So I ate there all 3 mornings. It was wonderful. One morning I went down real early and they weren't even open yet. They didn't open until 7. So every morning, that's what you would have to do, is make sure that you are prepared. Say you're staying at someone's house. Well, I would hope it would be someone that would be considerate enough to at least let you go get eggs and have them there and make boiled eggs. You could boil eggs right, from the start and have them in the refrigerator or something. So just think of those things that you can have in the morning. So all throughout that meeting, I felt good. I didn't feel bloated. I didn't feel sick. I didn't feel miserable. I felt good about myself. I felt happy with myself. I felt good in my outfit. And that is, to me, and this is all my, there's some people that say these videos could make them feel bad. Well, I hope that you haven't clicked on this if any of this stuff makes you feel bad, because this is my life and my account and my thoughts and my body. So that's all I can, account for. And I certainly don't want to make anybody feel bad. If anything, I want to inspire you. And I don't necessarily ever want to act like I'm inspiring you to eat the way I do. You just need to find the way that makes you feel good and makes your body feel good and helps you sleep and helps you feel good. And that is what I'm talking about. The same thought pattern will go with that. So all in all, I just really never had a problem. I don't think I ever missed it. Even the night that we went to the restaurant, that afternoon, I met them, I think at the restaurant at 6 or 6:30. Well, late that afternoon, I took a nap that day. So it must have been probably about 3 o'clock. I went down to the food court and got a burger. And who cares? Who cares if I ate and I wasn't really hungry when I went out to eat? Because I knew I was going to get a steak of some sort and I knew it would be good. And I knew I would be hungry enough to just eat that. So that's what I did. So when I got to the restaurant and we all sat down and everybody's ordering a mixed drink or wine or anything doesn't affect me at all because I don't like to drink. So I just ordered water. Their water was delicious, ice water. And did they order appetizers? I don't remember them ordering appetizers. I think we were in kind of a hurry. We only had a certain amount of time before we went to the show. And we all, I think almost all of us, got the small filet. And what you did is you ordered sides extra. So a lot of them got the mashed potatoes, Brussels sprouts, and some other things, and just ate those on the side. I just got the filet. It was delicious, delicious. They had a good salt grinder, you know, with that good chunky salt with it. And I enjoyed every bite. I was comfortably full. My friend Jill got the souffle, and she had so much fun. And I even thought about, you know, how much fun I used to have thinking about that dessert. I would almost be more thrilled with the dessert than I was the meal. I saw her enjoy that dessert, and it made me happy. I don't know, it was almost like I got to live that through her, but then I got to feel good, which she didn't feel bad because she doesn't have any issues. So then we went to the show, had a great time, and then we went in the limo for, gosh, almost 2 hours. And there was this one moment, you know, there were certain moments like that first morning, and then this moment, we were all walking back from the Las Vegas sign back to the limo. And I remember thinking, how good does it feel to be one of the, I think Jill's just slightly older than I am, but we were the two oldest, and we were with 20-somethings and 30-somethings. And I did not feel, and I'm going to say this, the only way I can think of saying is inferior. I didn't feel like the bad feeling, bloated mama of the group. And I have felt that way before. I have felt that way like I had to be a party pooper because I just felt so bad. I had to go back to my room. And I would just say, well, you know, my hip hurts because I'm, you know, 50 years old or whatever I was back then. Or I would just tell myself the reason I didn't feel as good as they did is because I was older, when really it had nothing to do with that. It was just my issues of not taking care of myself, not eating right, and not mentally taking care of myself. You know, you have to really be kind to yourself when you talk to yourself. I talk to myself totally different than I used to. Even, you know, when I know I see my imperfections, but what I'll say is, that's okay, I will talk to myself like I would a friend. I don't focus on those things and let those things make me feel bad about myself. And that's how I was there. Maybe I wasn't drinking, you know, and maybe I would have had a better time and been dancing more in the car and maybe had a little bit of a better time. But I know, first of all, that's not me. And I know that it's worth it to me. And I want to do a video on that in the future on kind of like not fitting in, because I've had some real, you know, kind of deep thoughts on that too in the last year or two, that I think a lot of people feel like I do in that way, like you have never fit in, and it's just really come to light. I mean, I just think the way I eat now in my life, I am so much clearer headed. I am not as emotional. I am not as dependent on things to make me happy, because I am happy within myself. And that's just a wonderful thing. So back to carnivore while traveling, I think the key thing is know that you're going to be okay. Think about it a little bit ahead of time. Like, I knew I could eat the top of a pizza, but every time first of all, most of the places sell pizza by the slice. And I was thinking, I don't want to leave there with a whole big pizza. You know, it threw me off a little bit. And I was slightly afraid it might upset my stomach, like if there was something in the pizza sauce or something like that. So I never did do that. But like when I saw the place that sold cheesesteaks and beef hot dogs, I just got 2 beef hot dogs. Then I think 2 times I got a cheesesteak with no bread and no onions. It was just the like steakum and cheese, and it was delicious. It was good. Everything I had was so good. It might not have been pretty. It might not have been gourmet. It might not have been in the fanciest restaurant, but I have been so miserable in the fanciest restaurant, and it just was so much worth it to me. So think ahead of time, don't obsess on it, and don't worry about it, because there will be something. More and more there are people that eat keto. I don't think I went anywhere where someone had never heard of no bread. You'll make do. So don't get stressed out about it. And even in my hotel little snack area, they had little plates of like, oh, I know, they had those things that John gets where it's like pepperoni wrapped around a cheese stick. They had things like that I could have gotten. And what else? Seems like I ate something else kind of weird. Oh, on the way back at the airport, I was wanting something different to eat. I didn't want a burger or anything. So I saw a really nice looking sandwich shop. So I just got a sub with the ham and cheese with no bread. I still got them to put the salt and pepper on it. And I just kind of sat down and kind of took it apart, because they just gave me slices of ham and slices of cheese, and I did my typical, I just alternated it and did a ham and cheese roll up, and it was delicious. It was funny, I sat at one of those high tables where I could charge my phone, and on the other side of the table was a guy eating McDonald's, and he was tearing up those fries. And I thought about this, and I've always been this way, that when I'm eating healthy, even when I used to just eat low carb, I love watching other people eat the things that I can't eat. I don't know what it is. It's like I never feel grossed out by them. I never look down on them. I never am jealous. I actually enjoy watching them eat that. And I enjoyed watching him eat those French fries. And I knew they were good. I could tell. So, but I was perfectly satisfied with mine. And, you know, you have to just keep talking to yourself and remind yourself of all the good. It's just like when you wake up in the morning and you need to count your blessings. The first thing you need to do is, before you start thinking about all these things you've got to do in the day, think about the roof over your head. Think about your family being healthy. Think about all those things that you're thankful for, and it puts you in a totally different frame of mind. So that's what I constantly did, is I spent the time thinking of how good I felt. And just every day when I would go to the bathroom, I was like, oh my God, this is a miracle. I went to the bathroom every day. I wasn't worried about having to go at the airport or on the plane. It was just perfect. Perfect. Honestly, I can't wait to go out of town again. The next time something crazy might happen. So now the next time I go anywhere, I'm going to have this confidence knowing I can do it. And that will just help me. You know, I think I will be better. I will look even more forward to the trip. So another thing I was thinking is, and I know I don't feel this way because I'm older, more mature, but I always think kind of through a younger person's eyes. I think about what Brooke would think, and I think about the things that people worry about. Like, how do you look sitting there eating 2 big long weenies at the food court? Because I always I would just eat right there. I think the only thing I took to my room was one time I did take that steak and cheese to my room just because I was exhausted. I can't remember what night that was. That might have been the last night. I'm not sure. But, or it might have even been that last night that we went out. Because, you know, they make food late there. And I did not stress about that either. There certainly was no intermittent fasting. There was I ate, as long as I was eating what I should eat, I did not worry about how much of it I ate. And I have not weighed myself in so long, like probably a month or so. And I weighed this morning, and I weighed 120.8, which is perfect, if not less than the last time I weighed. So I didn't gain any weight. Oh, but what I was saying is, don't worry about what other people think. Don't worry about what other people think. If they look at your plate and they think it's weird, who cares? First of all, you will never see them again. Second of all, how you feel and how you account to yourself for yourself is more important. And it's just so worth it. So don't worry about what other people think. If I could just get that across to younger people and to even some older people, but I'm lucky I don't worry about that. I just don't care. I don't care. And I don't think anybody really cared either. So don't let that bother you. And I think that is it. It's not I didn't really have anything bad happen. I had thought about taking like pork rinds with me, because that's the one thing you have to be careful. You have to look at the ingredient list, because a lot of pork rinds, they'll put like that, a bunch of extra seasoning in there, but you can get them that are just like 3 ingredients: the oil, the pork rind, and the salt. And I can eat a few of those. I can't eat like a bag or half a bag or anything, because it does make me feel kind of yucky. It doesn't really bother me for days or anything, but I had planned on taking some with me so that I would have something in my bag to eat. But now that I did it without it, I don't even know, that was kind of like a crutch, and I don't even know if I'll do that, because I don't think it's not typically what I eat, and it's probably not the healthiest thing to eat. And now I know I can do that successfully then, and that was a long flight. Typically where I would go wouldn't be that long. So I hope you guys got something out of that. If nothing more, just motivation and confidence, knowing you can do it, and just my story. So today I don't have on anything exciting. It's still cold here. I'm just getting so disappointed, because last year I had already been laying out by the pool at this time, but I just have on these old Express trousers because I'm going to really try to go get a pedicure today. And these are good because, you know, they come right up, but yet they're not slouchy like sweatpants, because I have worn sweatpants so much. And then this is an older bodysuit that I got from, it's that brand, I think Macy's sells it, and they always have good stuff. This probably isn't available, but I will link the brand down below. And then I have on my hoops, my wolf ring, my watch, and Chanel ballerina nail polish. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you on Friday. Bye-bye.